I've been working for CNWR for 8 years now, and CNWR has been in business for, this year was actually our 25th anniversary. So we started out as an ISP. We're in the Northwest Toledo, Ohio area. So a little bit like Detroit's going to be the closest city there, basically. We started out ISP, sort of moved towards doing like DevOps, high level, like enterprise level services for a couple clients. And then as time went on, we started doing what everyone else was doing back then, which is like break fix work, and then moved towards doing managed services for a lot of our SMB clients. It's definitely been a long journey from break fix to managed services, and I think we'd be lying if we told you, along with everyone else, that that journey is totally done. We still do some break fix work, but most of our services are really managed service provider stuff, because we've seen that that is really a better service for our clients, is doing proactive work. And because of doing proactive work and trying to offer a full encompassing solution, that's kind of how we got involved with OIT. So definitely way more security concerned than a lot of the MSPs that I see on the market. And with that, we're very process and standardized oriented. However, we still try to do a lot of custom solutions, and because we see ourselves as being really customer focused, and custom solutions are sometimes the best solutions for the customer. They're not always the best to troubleshoot for the MSP side, but that's where documentation and understanding comes in. Yeah. So I'd say that we're different because we're more security focused. We try to implement development frameworks, trying to be agile focused, but we're still very customer focused and offer custom solutions. I'm pretty sure it was back in 2016 that we started working with Ray. We had started talking to Ray in an MSP chat group back then, and we were in the process of getting our first customer set up with a different hosted VoIP provider. And we didn't really get in time to do all this stuff with OIT, so we ended up going with the other provider, and it was not a great experience. The customer had issues. We had a lot of questions, troubleshooting concerns. Just in general, we had service desk issues with the provider. And we would end up going to Ray. Even though we didn't have an active client on the platform, we would go to Ray and ask him the questions, and he would provide the solutions. So because of that, obviously we moved to OIT, because if we don't even have a client on the platform and he's offering us the solutions, we could only imagine back at the time what it was going to be like if we did have a client on the platform. So luckily enough, we've had a couple chances to meet a lot of the OIT team, and we love it. We love how tight knit everyone is. We love the platform, and it's been a great experience since then. We don't really try to get things to fit into our sales and service strategies. It's more like we try to be as much of a partnership as we can to the companies that we work with. So when we see that a company that we work with is having issues with their phone provider, be it VoIP or SIP, whatever it is, then that's when we step in and we say, hey, we have a good solution that we believe in, and we'd love to move you to it if it makes sense for you. If they have like a customized solution that implements greatly with whatever line of business app that they're using, and it is very integrated into their business, then we're not going to try to get them to move over to a different provider. But VoIP fits in when we're addressing solutions, essentially. So we try to do the whole like all-encompassing approach. So that tends to fit in VoIP as well. If they're having issues with their VoIP provider, voice quality is stuttering or anything like that, then we end up having to deal with it anyways. And that us dealing with it tends to be easier when we know the provider is a good provider. Not at all for us. Selling and just in general using OIT has been an experience. It's pretty crazy how process it, like coming into the partnership, I thought that we were process and standard oriented, but OIT is just on a whole nother level. I really took a lot away from working with you guys and going through just onboarding and all that kind of stuff in general. Um, you guys are super process oriented, and it shows with, you know, whether I do onboarding for this customer 2 years ago or a customer that we just did, the process is relatively the same. It may have changed and gotten better, but it's still like fill out this form, go through this step, go to step B, you know. So it's pretty nice. We made the mistake of trying to use another hosted provider in the beginning, and it was a nightmare. We're very happy that we switched over to OIT. Um, it can be as hands off as you want it to be. Um, whether you want to be just handed off to OIT, essentially be a referral, and they take it from there, or you want to be the person who does essentially the whole implementation. You want to be out there like adding line keys to phones and doing all that stuff. It can be any color of that spectrum, and OIT will totally be there to support you and put you through that standardized process to make sure that nothing goes wrong. So yeah, I would just say sell OIT. It makes it so much easier.